Well, hello again from Sleepy Creek Farm in Apiary. I'm back from my trip to California. Pretty whirlwind trip, and a little bit of recovery time. And the dogs missed me because they didn't get the ball thrown near as much as they should have as far as they're concerned. So, because I went on this trip, a lot of driving and a lot of work while I was down there driving back, and the hired help just didn't step up. The place was kind of a mess when I got back. I left it pretty clean, and dogs hadn't had the ball thrown enough and stuff like that. And I could complain about it, but I know what I'd hear. Something about 12-hour night shifts and finishing a bachelor's degree and stuff. So I just won't even bring it up. My wife is just finished her bachelor's degree in nursing while working, and so she kept the place alive while I was gone and did her part, and I come back and do what I've got to try to make it look good again. So it's there, but I'm getting back into the shop, work on some bee equipment. That stuff's ready to go in the wax melter here pretty quick. I've got quite a lot of it over here already done, and things tarped up and cleaned. It's good. Finally felt like I was getting something done. So what I've got going today, and I have to run to town and get feed because we're out, is in the wax melter. I've also started using it as a dryer because everything around here is so wet. If it sat outside at all the lids to the mating nukes were soaked, and you know, you couldn't get any paint on them or clean them up at all the way they were. So I put them in here for a bit and dried them. And then a lot of these little feeders that sorry about the little steam on the lens there. These little feeders go in the mating nukes, and they're made up of masonite and a strip of wood around them. They amazingly hold water and feed pretty well, although there were a number of them that were leaking. So I was going to show you what I'm doing to them. Some of them have gotten wet too and swelled around the bottom, and so I put them in the wax melter and let them get good and warm, and melted out some of the goo that was in them, and cleaned them up. Some of them had some pretty nasty stuff inside. And then my wax melter pot, I sure wish my tripod wasn't broke. I dipped some wax out, and I pour it up, and I was originally just putting enough in there to run around the outside, and then I thought, what the heck, you got plenty of wax, just fill it right on up. And then I rock it one direction so it gets all the way up there. And put the next feeder down. Pour the wax from this one into the next one. And that has gotten me a nice coating way up the sides. So even if the masonite tries to leak a little bit or gets, wants to get absorbed, but the wax in here should, ooh, that's warm, poured it on my hand. The wax in here should, contain that the feed and not let it run out. So anyhow, and they, all of them didn't leak. Some of them did, but I don't remember which one. So it's just gonna be do them all and reseal them all, and it goes back in the pot so it can warm up some. I'll run through a bunch of those here. The other thing I'm doing is getting the lids cleaned up and painted. They fit on them like that. A lot of them are warped and don't fit well. I've got to work on their seal, but that's what I got to work with. So I made a couple little jigs. These two pieces here, and then this dot system over here. And I believe between those and a couple of different colors, I can make pretty near all these different. The other thing I'm doing is I'm putting a mark in the front so that I can look back when I'm done going through the colonies and make sure that there's a stripe on the front. Because if I place this lid on a hive and I go to check it and the queen's out getting mated, and when she comes back it looks like that, she may not know where to go. So I want to try to be able to keep them all turned the right direction for her, and see if we get a little less confusion with them moving in and out. With the frames going down to California, where they will be their own hive when they get home, those frames will get put directly into mating nukes, just like doing a walkaway split for the most part. Try to get eggs in all of them and let them do their thing. Then they will be established as their own colony when I start to use them for mating nukes, and I believe that's going to help them hold to their nukes better and not disappear like some of mine did last year. So anyway, and then as they get too strong and big, I may move them into some of my other smaller, the shallow boxes that I'm going to turn into mating nukes. If I can get some of these to move in there and then start a new smaller colony back in the mating nukes, and we'll just see how it goes. Anyhow, I'll give you guys a quick little update. Thanks to those guys that watch pretty regular, and spread it around if there's anything interesting you think other people should see. I'll get back on some new beekeeper stuff here pretty soon, and the web page that I started on MeWe, there's a number of people on there that don't have bees and are wanting to learn, so going to try to get some new beekeeper stuff up for them so they can figure out what to do to get bees this spring. All right, well, thanks you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next time.